Dear friends, welcome to my next video session. In this session, I am going to discuss about how to perform simple operations on arrays. In my previous video, we have seen how to declare the arrays, how to read the arrays, and how to write the arrays. So reading an array, declaring an array, reading an array, writing an array is common for all array operation programs. So let us see one array operation, like writing a program to find sum of array elements. So that is, all the elements of array should be added up and final result should be displayed on the screen. So that is what writing a program to find sum of array elements. Okay. So I have told you, whenever we need to find out sum of some set of elements, we have to initialize one variable to 0 during declaration. So here see, this is a program to find sum of array elements. Void main opening brace int a of 10 comma n I comma sum must and value 0. This is my declaration. So here, I have used one variable sum must and value 0, means one variable sum which is initialized with 0. This is compulsorily required. And I told you to use an array, first we have to declare an array. Here a of 10. So name of the array is a containing 10 elements, means 10 memory locations are reserved for array name a. All elements are of data type integer. And among 10 elements, how many elements we are going to read? So that will be decided by this variable n, which is also of data type integer. I told you, either to read the array or to write the array or perform operations on array, we have to use for loop. And for loop uses a variable I, so that's why I have taken variable I. You can of course use any variable, but in my for loop, see, the name of the variable is I. So this is what the declaration. Okay. So clear screen. Now first we must understand that how many elements our array should contain. So that's why you have to read or input the value of n. See, scanf %d comma ampersand n means number of elements to be stored in array. So n value, if it is 4, so 4 elements you have to give as array elements. If it is 5, you have to give 5 inputs, 5 integer numbers as your input. Okay. So every scanf should be preceded by printf, that is enter size of the array. I need not say that. And reading array is common, writing array is common. So this is what used here. Reading array is common, writing array is common. Always you declare the array, read the array. See, this code is common for all array problems, reading and writing. See, printf enter array elements. For I s and L 0 I is less than n I plus plus scanf %d comma ampersand a of I. So reading array. So scanf statement waits for user input. How many times this scanf statement is executed? Suppose a value of n is 5. So it will be displayed 5 times, means 0 to 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 times this scanf statement is executed and 5 inputs you have to give. After giving 5 inputs only, the control comes to next statement. It will display the given array is. See here, this is writing an array. So same code for all the programs. Printf, the given array is colon. In next line, array elements will be displayed using this for loop. So to display array elements, we use printf statements. Printf %d comma a of I, here one blank space I have left. Then for loop, this printf statement has to be displayed 5 times. So that's why for I s and L is 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Means n value is 5, 5 times it will be displayed. All 5 elements will be displayed. So reading an array and displaying the array elements on the screen. Then we have to perform sum of elements of an array. How many elements your array has? Suppose n is equal to 5, 5 elements. So first you have already initialized sum must and value 0, and you are going to add one by one element to this sum. How many times you have to add? 5 times. That's why once again you have to take for loop. See, computing sum. This is our comment. For I s and value 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. See, you have to add 5 times, 5 elements. No, I is equal to 0 means a of 0. I is equal to 1 means a of 1. Every time it will be incremented by 1. So a of 2 means a of 2. I is 2 means a of 2. I is 3 means a of 3. I is 4 means a of 4. Then I is 5 means here control becomes false. I is less than n. N value will be 5. So I is equal to 5 means I is equal to 5. Condition becomes false. Control comes out of the loop. Then whatever is stored by that time in sum, say sum must and value sum plus a of I. Every time each element will be added to sum, and that will be stored back in sum only. So that final sum has to be displayed. So that's why we use one more printf statement to display the output. So this is our output. Printf, the sum of array elements is equal to %d comma sum. So in place of %d, sum is stored. Okay. So this is what our program. So let us execute our program and we'll come to know what will be the output. The same program is typed here. Program to find sum of array elements. Hash include stdio.h preprocessor directive void main. Opening brace, declaration here. You have integer. Name of the array is a. Size of the array is 10 within square brackets. So 10 memory locations are reserved. All 10 memory locations put together given a common name called a, comma n. Out of 10 elements, how many? Out of 10 locations, how many elements you are going to store? You are free to store either all 10 elements or less than 10 elements also. So that is what decided by variable n. You have to give input n. Suppose n is equal to 5, you are going to store 5 elements and remaining 5 elements will be zeros. And for loop variable I, and I said sum should be always initialized to 0. Clear screen? See. Enter size of the array, scanf ampersand n. So this is your input. Scanf statement is executed means cursor, just blinking cursor is displayed on the screen and execution does not continue until you give the input. So here you have to give the input. How many elements? 5, 4 or 3 elements or 10 elements, like that. Then after giving the input, control comes here. Now you have to, suppose if value of n is 5, you have to store 5 elements one by one. So for that you have to read the array, and this is the code common. Reading an array elements. So that's why here one printf statement. Scanf should be preceded by printf statement. Out of for loop I have taken. If we take it inside for loop, let us come to know what will happen. Why I have taken out of for loop. Then writing an array. See, printf, the given array is, for I, S and L is the same code, common code. Instead of scanf we have printf. You observe that here control string in scanf and control string in printf. In scanf control string no blank space is there, but here you can have blank spaces. Okay. So to display gap between the successive array element numbers on the screen. Here in scanf ampersand is there. A of I is preceded by ampersand. In printf ampersand is not there. That is the only difference. And so once you read the elements and once you print the elements, all the elements must be added one by one to sum. So that's why all the elements should be added. Once again we have to take for loop. For all the elements, first element, second element, third element, for all the elements we have to do the same operation repeatedly. So that's why we take one loop, for loop here. Okay, this is all the elements we have to read one by one. So for loop. All the elements we have to print one by one. So for loop. All the elements we have to add one by one. So for loop. 5 times. N value is 5 means 5 times. N value is 6 means 6 times, like that. And final computed value sum is available in variable sum, and you have to print it. What is the sum that should be displayed on the screen? So that's why we use one printf statement. Say printf in new line, the sum of array elements is equal to %d. In place of %d, whatever the value computed here, some output variable, that will be displayed here. You observe here this format, what is called control string contains only one format character. So that's why after comma, how many variables are there? Only one variable. And this is the end of our program. So let us see what will be the output. So enter size of the array. I am going to give 5. Though 10 locations are reserved, but I am giving only 5 elements. Okay. I assume that my array contains only 5 elements. Enter. So enter array elements. What are your array elements? You keep it aside. My array elements are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. For simplicity, I will take these values. 10, 20, space 30, 40 space, 50 space. You can even give them one by one below the other also. 10 enter, 20 enter, like that also, is of space. Now see, the given array is, so here you have read the array and the given array is same array, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So then output, sum of array elements is equal to 150. If you add 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, your output will be 150. See, once again you run it. See the word, I will give only 4. Enter array elements, I will give 2, enter, 5, enter, 7, enter, 8, enter. So after giving 4 inputs, because size is 4, automatically control comes out. So it will display array, the given array is 2, 5, 7, 8. sum of array elements is equal to 2 plus 5 7, 7 plus 7 14, 14 plus 8 22. So this is how we can perform simple operation on array, adding all array elements. Okay, so sum should be initialized to 0. That's very important here. Sum should be initialized to 0. Suppose if you have to find out product of all the array elements, means instead of 0, what you have to do, you have to make it 1. That's all. That will be the product. So here, instead of addition, what you should do, within the for loop, you have added all the array elements. So instead of that, you can multiply all the elements. You make it star. That will be your for loop. That's all. Rest everything is same. See what will be the output. Enter size of the array. I will give, for simplicity, only 3 I will take. So enter array elements, only 3 elements, 4 5 2. So what will be the product? 4 into 5 20, 20 into 2 40 should be my output. Given array is 4 5 2. Sum of array elements is equal to 40. So instead of sum of array, I have to make it product of array. I have to change the printf statement. That's all. Enter array elements. Now I will give 5. Enter array elements 3, 4, 5, 2. What will be the product? 3 into 4, 12, 12 into 5, 60, 60 into 2, 120. See, the product of array elements is equal to 120. Given array is printed, product of array elements is equal to 120. See, observe here, enter array elements. Where I have used that printf statement, enter array elements, only once it is displayed. Suppose I take it within body of the loop. See here, observe the changes here. See here, suppose I have told this scanf, this scanf, instead of that I'll remove it. This is removed. So this printf statement I am going to use before scanf. I told printf backslash n enter array elements, enter array elements, same line. I am just copying it, backslash n. See, I am going to remove this line. This is not necessary now. Now see what will be my output. Actually, for loop will have only one statement as body of the loop, but this is your for loop body. Usually I am going to indent them. Okay, scanf is not body of the loop. See what happens, what will be my output. I am not going to get the output correctly. See, enter size of the array, I will give 4. See, body of the loop is executed 5 times. What is body of the loop there? Only printf statement, enter array elements, enter array elements, enter array element. It is not at all taking my array element. It will scan now. Scanf is executed only once, because scanf is not body of the loop. If I give 3 is my element, 3 elements it will not take. See, even though I give 3, 4, 5, see what will be output? The given array is some random numbers are displayed. Product of array elements is equal to 0, because actually array elements are not read here. So that's why while using the statements as body of the loop, you have to be very careful here. See here, this printf, suppose scanf should be considered as body of the loop and printf should also be considered as body of the loop, means see I indented. Both are body of the loop, means 2 statements are body of the loop, means I have to make it as a curly brace. I have to use compound statement. I have to make it as a compound state. So I have to use set of curly braces. Now see, of course this is valid, but you observe here, enter array elements will be displayed every time. Okay. See the output. Notice the output. Enter size of the array, I will give 3. Enter array elements, I will give my first element 2. Once again it will display enter array elements. My second element is 5. Once again it will display enter array elements 6. So 3, size of the array is 3. That's why, because your printf statement is within body of the for loop, so it is also displayed 3 times. That's why I have kept it outside the body. So this should not happen. So now see, the given array is 2 5 6. The product of array elements is equal to 60. So this is how we should be very. That's why I say this printf statement, it should be before for loop only, like this. Here we have no printf statement, we have taken it outside the for loop, then it will display only once. If I take the printf statement inside body of the loop, repeatedly it will be displayed. So that you have to notice. That's why using it here is not suitable, not relevant. So I am going to remove it. So where exactly it should be? It should be before for only. These are all very minute things, common for all the programs. Okay, I cannot repeat them. So you have to carefully observe and remember the usage. Now it will be displayed only once. Okay, array elements will give 4. Enter array elements only one time it is displayed. My 4 elements 3, 6, 2, 7. My product given array is product of array elements is equal to. So this is how we have to use. We have to be very careful while using body of the loop. So we shall discuss one more problem. Like how to add two arrays. How to add two arrays. So that we shall discuss. So how to add two array elements. So here to add two array elements, first understand the problem. Two arrays must be of same size. That is the first requirement. Both the arrays must be of same type. Both arrays we have to declare. So first array let us say A, second array let us say B. If the two array elements are added, they must be stored in third array. So that's why we need three arrays here. C array is also required. A array, B array are two input arrays and C array is output array. The respective elements of array A will be added with the respective element of array B and stored in respective stored as respective element of array C. So this is what the concept. Okay. So we need two input arrays here. So program to add two elements of add the elements of two arrays hash include stdio.h void main. See here we need A of 10, B of 10. So we have to first declare the arrays. Why we have to declare the arrays? To reserve the memory. So I am using integer arrays. So that's why two input arrays of size 10 I am taking for simplicity. So first array name is A, second array name is B. Okay. So size A of 10, B of 10. These two are input arrays of data type integer. And we have to add the respective elements. So that's why to store the sum of elements of A and B respectively, we need another array of same size. That's why C of 10. Observe that here size should not be it cannot be different. It must be same. And of course 10 locations for each array are reserved, but among which we are going to store either 5 elements or we may read 5 elements, 4 elements, 3 elements, 10 elements, like that. That will be decided by n always, size of the array n. Okay. How many elements are there in array, each array n. And of course for loop we use I. So here how many arrays we have to read? So we have to read array A, means first we declare array A, then we have to read array. Elements means we have to store first elements into array. Then we have declared array B means then we have to store elements into array B. That is what called reading array. So you have to read array A, read array B using for loop code that we have. And once your both arrays have the values or elements, then you can add the respective elements. Okay. And each element, sum of the respective elements of A and B can be stored at respective position of array C. This is what the concept. So clear screen. First what we have to do, we must understand that what is the size of array, that's how many elements are there in array. So scanf input, you have to input n, scanf ampersand n. Scanf should be preceded by printf. Okay. Printf enter size of array. Then as usual you have to read array A. See, you have to first read array A, means you have to first store elements into array A. because if your array does not contain elements, you cannot perform operations on arrays. So that's why first you have to store elements into array. So that you can do by reading array. Comment, non-executable statement. Even if you don't write it, no problem. So that's why, suppose n value is 5, you are reading value of n here, n value is 5 means scanf statement should be executed 5 times. So instead of writing scanf %d a of 1, a of 0, scanf %d a of 1, scanf %d a of 2, like that 5 times, we use for loop, because repeated operations can be done by using looping concept. So for I s and value 0, I is less than n, I plus plus scanf. This reading array is common. So which array elements we are reading here? Array elements A. We have to give 5, suppose n value is 5, we have to give 5 inputs as array elements. In the same way, you have to read array B also. Elements you have to store into array B. Same code. So instead of A of 5, it is, instead of A of 5, what we have written? Same code, B of 5. Here enter array A elements, here printf statement enter array B elements. For loop is same. So this code is used to store 5 elements into array A first. This code is used to store 5 elements into array B. Now your array has 5 elements, your array B also has 5 elements if the value of n is 5. Okay. Then you have to add the respective elements. How many times you have to add? If value of n is 5, 5 times you have to add. So for that, once again you have to use for loop. See, comment adding respective elements of A and B arrays. So you are using for loop n times. So C of I assigned a value, A of I plus B of I. So suppose if value of I is equal to 0, C of 0 assigned a value A of 0 plus B of 0. Then I plus plus means C becomes 1. So then I is less than n, 5. So C of 1 assigned a value A of 1 plus B of 1. Then I plus plus means I becomes 2. Like that, for loop is executed 5 times and control comes out. So now you have 5 elements in your array A. They are the inputs. You have 5 elements in your array B, so they are the inputs. And you have 5 elements in your array C, they are the outputs. Here C of I is output array. A of I, B of I are input arrays and C of I is output array. So once the elements are there, we should understand that what are those elements. So we have to bring them onto the screen. For that purpose, we use writing an array. See here, writing array A, writing array B, writing array C. Code is common. See, printf, writing array A, one comment. See, code is common. So instead of scanf, what we have done here? Printf. Okay, here blank space we have written. Printf array. So this code is common 3 times. So this is printing array A. See here, what is this? A of I. So this is printing array B. So what is this here? B of I. Okay, here you can observe it, B of I. And this is what printing output array, C of I. Code is same. Okay. And that will be your end of program. That will be your end of program. So what we have done here? Separately we have written code to read array A. What you have to observe here? Separately you have written code to read array A. Separately you have written code to read array B. Separately you have written code to compute the sum of elements of array A and array B and to store in sum of C. Okay. So this program seems to be some lengthy program. So we can shorten it. Let us see how to shorten it afterwards. In the same code we can write it. First we shall execute this and see what is the output. So enter size of the array. For simplicity I will take only 3. You can take any value. Enter array elements, array A elements. So my first array elements, let me have 2, 3, 4. So reading array A completes. Next the program code for reading array B begins. So enter array B. And for loop executes 3 times because n value is 3 times. Now we have to give 3 values. Let me give 4, 5, 6. My array B elements are 4, 5, 6. Now the respective elements will be added and stored in C. Once again for loop will be executed 3 times to compute C of I as value A of I plus B of I. So what will be your C of I? 6, 8 and 10. See, array A is 2, 3, 4, array B is 4, 5, 6 and array C is 6, 8, 10. So like this we can perform simple operations on arrays. First you have to declare arrays, you have to perform reading an array, and you have to perform writing an array. Okay. So instead of reading array separately, writing array B separately, reading array A separately, reading array B separately, and computing sum of array elements separately, we can combine them into a single code also. So the same thing. So this part is there now. This is changed to a simple code, like you see here. Here itself I am going to modify. Enter, instead of reading array A, I will make it reading array A, comma B, and computing C array. This is my comment. So enter array A elements. Instead of that, enter, I will make it enter elements of array A and B. One printf statement can be anything. Enter elements of array A and B. Enter elements of array A and B. So I will make it so separate scanf state. So here I have scanf statement. One element I am reading for array A. Now I have to read two array elements, means I will add one more %d. And for first %d format character A of I, and for second we have ampersand B of I. Okay, first element you type will be stored into array A, second element you type will be stored into array B. Simultaneously you can compute, when first element of array A, first element of array B are available, you can compute the first element of array C there itself. So you can write C of I assigned a value A of I plus B of I. There itself you can write an assignment statement. So this for loop has to be executed 5 times, containing body how many statements? 2 statements. Actually for loop, body of the loop is always 1 statement, but we need to have 2 statements as body of this for loop. That's why what we should do, we have to enclose this within a pair of curly braces. So then that becomes body of our for loop. See, we have to make it compound statement. So now this is the code. This is the code to read one element into array A, one element into B, and computing the element of C. 5 times it will be executed if value of n is 5. So now this reading array is not necessary. One by one I am going to remove it. This is not necessary. And computing array elements is also not necessary. There itself we have included it. So once you compute the sum, this writing array A, writing array B, and writing array C is required. Output arrays, writing 2 input arrays, this is common. So this is how we can shorten our code also. Here itself I have merged, but while giving the output we have to be careful. See, let us see what will be the output. Now enter size of array, because A array size, B array size, C array size common. That's why I will give 4. Let us say 4 array elements. Though 10 locations are reserved, we are entering only 4 elements. Enter elements of array A and B. First number you type corresponds to array A, second number you type corresponds to array B. So 2, 4. Then once again, first number to A, second number is element of array B. I will write 5, 6. First element A like 7, second element 8. Now your array is A is 2, 5, 7, array B is 4, 6, 8. 4 elements should give, no, so one more, sorry. I'll write 3, 7. So array A is 4 elements, each array has 2, 5, 7, 3. Array B is 4, 6, 8, 7. See? Array A is 2, 5, 7, 3. Array B is 4, 6, 8, 7. Array C is 2 plus 4, 6. 5 plus 6, 11. 7 plus 8, 15. 3 plus 7, 10. So this is how you can add the respective elements of 2 arrays and display each array. So this is how you can perform simple operations on arrays. Remember, while performing operations, what you need to remember, you have to first declare the array. Then once you declare the array, you have to read the size of the array, that is number of elements present in the array. Okay, number of elements present in the array n, that's why n should be declared. Then you have to use for loop to read arrays and for loop to print arrays. Okay, and the for loop to perform the operation. So this is how you can perform simple operations on arrays. So please repeatedly watch the video and you can become perfect. And I thank you for watching the TV. Thank you so much.